YouTube! Welcome back, Haunt Fam. Today, we're going to attempt to make gravestones out of Home Depot fence post foam. Let's do it. Okay, YouTubes, you guys know we can easily spend $20 on a super crappy, thin, flimsy tombstone that ain't going to last long in the yard at all. Observe. Okay, YouTube, so we've all got them. Cardboard boxes, Amazon, Summit, Jegs. We've got a plethora of cardboard boxes just sit around and up going to waste. So I thought, what if we could take some Home Depot fence post foam, $15 a bag. I got some Dollar Spore butter spray flavored non-cooking spray as a mold release agent and thought, what if we can make big, thick, badass tombstones that couldn't be destroyed, and we can make them for cheaper than 20 bucks a piece. Is it possible? I don't know. We're going to try. I got my butter spray, I got my Home Depot fence post foam, which will also be linked below, and we're going to give it a go. Let's do it. Okay, YouTube, so we've got to prep our cardboard box. I don't know what's going to work. Armor All, I got this butter spray, non-stick cooking spray, butter. Hey, it's kind of buttery. Like in a popcorn. So we're going to go ahead and prep our tombstone box. We're going to go ahead and spray it in there. Kind of like liberal. Ain't got to be perfect. And if the cardboard sticks, that's okay, because we don't know what we're doing. Okay, YouTube, so we're all buttered up. We've got our SIKA Fence post foam here. You can see there's a little internal seal. We've got to roll this one up into this one until it bursts, and then mix both bags, cut the corner off. We can dump and go. I have no idea how much this foam is going to give us. That's why we're using the biggest box first. I really have no plan. Okay, my plan is if it overflows, run to the border. I don't mean Taco Bell, I mean Kentucky, because I have no idea how much this is going to put out. So we're going to go ahead and try and roll this bag back on itself to bust this internal seal to mix these two. We're going to cut the corner off. We're going to dump in and go. And I've also got a pipe ready to drop in there too. I've taped the end up so that we don't fill up our tube and then have no way to stick this thing over a piece of rebar. So let's go with the first box first, which is the biggest one. And let's try and bust this thing and see how much of a pain in the ass this is going to be to mix into the other one. It's already being a pain in the ass. Oh, that's it. Okay, so we're in. So now we got to mix all this stuff together. That wasn't too bad. That went pretty good. I suspect this is just like rigid foam. That's not good. So this should start heating up. You're going to feel the warmth in your hands. So we're going to mix this all real good. We don't want it to expand the bag because it'll bust in our face, and well, that ain't gonna come out. You know, my box better not go far. All right, folks, let's cut our corner. Get our pipe. Here we go. Big bag first. Come here, big boy. Ooh, it's kind of a greeny color. All right, let's run that down there. We're doing this outside today because it's the worst day to do it, and with all this damn wind, you really don't want to stick our face down there because it's like horrible gas coming off. This probably give you cancer of some kind. So one down. Let's see how much of this we get out of one bag. Okay, YouTube, so you can see it kind of expanding down there. It's kind of swelling up to the bottom of the box. Let's see how much that gets us. Okay, YouTube, so there's maybe a foot of foam in the bottom of the box. It's going to take a bunch of bags to fill this thing up, but I got a little trick. Okay, YouTube, so our big tombstone box only has about a foot of foam in the bottom, so I always save all my rigid foam pieces from my Nightmare Maker skulls when I cut something up where I use rigid foam. So I save my little pieces, and that'll help take up some space for the next pour that we do. But since we know about how much we have now, I think we're going to switch to a smaller box. Let's try this one. This guy's a tall, skinny box. We'll butter him up, and then we'll do another bag and pour that in and see how much of this box we can fill up. Maybe we can get to here halfway. It may take us 2 bags, so maybe $30 to get to the top. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's try that now. Okay, we're all buttered up. Oh, we broke our seal. Let's mix this guy up. And we'll dump this whole bag into this skinnier box and see how much of a tombstone we can get out of this one. And again, I can feel some heat definitely coming off that big box, so that stuff is curing. All right, let's cut our corner and start filling this box up. Ooh, it's nasty. Even smells like popcorn too. Okay, YouTube, so we're gonna dump another bag in our tall, skinny one. Oh, we're about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway on that really tall, skinny tombstone bag right here. About up to here or so. So this is our second bag. We gotta squeeze it, mix it for 15 seconds. Then we gotta cut the corner of the bag and dump it in our box. Just mix it up real good. All right, let's go. I think I'm gonna call it a day after today because the wind's just too damn bad. So I'm gonna dump this last bag in, and we'll pick up again tomorrow. Woo. Okay, YouTube, so the foam filling is done. It took 10 bags overall of post hole foam to fill these boxes. This was one whole box by itself. This was, I believe, 2. He's kind of skinny. This guy was 4 with leftover rigid foam parts put in to kind of cheat and fill the empty void space. And this guy is 3 right here. I did go ahead and start picking some of the cardboard off. My mold release agent, although it tasted good, wasn't really effective very much. So I think I should use like a heavier one next time, like maybe like furniture polish or something that puts out more more volume, so I can coat the inside of the box without making it soggy to go ahead and fill it up with foam. So I think my next best bet to get all this cardboard off, and we don't have to get all of it off, just most of it, because these are going to be rough tombstones. I figure I'm just going to turn the hose on it, man. So I've got the hose. I figure I can soak the cardboard, fill up the box, beat the cardboard off, and I can go ahead and trim these guys out, make my little designs I want on them, rough them in. This guy is going to be a base for that one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and soak all this stuff, peel as much cardboard off as I can. I'll probably get my rasp out or my Surform and get some of this other stuff off. And then we can get to decorating these things, man. We'll get them trimmed up and decorated. Okay, YouTube, so we got an update. I went ahead and I de-skinned the cardboard. The water worked out pretty good, taking the top 2 layers of the cardboard off. So it kind of left me down to that one little final skin. You can see there's still some on there. And I did try and take the blowtorch method. It kind of bubbled it up, and I would peel it away, or I would go ahead and hit it with the rasp after bubbling it up with the torch, just knocking it off. Again, not trying to be pretty, just trying to get the paper off, and we don't even need all the paper off. As long as it's dry, the paper can stay on there. I'm just taking up the flaky stuff because I don't want that peeling away. We're going to skin right over that. But overall, I thought the easiest way to get past that was just to use a saw, and I'm just shaving it off. Because when we pour the foam in, it kind of bubbles up our box a little bit. That gives me a nice little hump, so I can shave it down and get a pretty clean face on these guys. So I got all 4 corners cleaned up. I picked my front side. I went ahead and took a long drill and I made my hole. So this will be my base. And I want to kind of offset, because maybe in a couple years I might put some candles on there or something. I don't know. So I've got a little lip down there on the foot. So what my plan is to go ahead and Loctite that together. So I got to go ahead and finish shaving this guy down. And I thought this guy's kind of stumpy. I want him up a little bit higher. I got this old gargoyle I got from, I think, Ross a couple years ago. The electronics were out of it or something like that, so the girl gave it to me like for $3 or $4, like 50 or 60% off or something like that. So we get this guy flipped over. I think I'm going to put him on top of this big pillar, and I thought, you know, this guy's kind of short. I want a big base, like a big school, fat, obelisk looking pillar. So I decided, okay, I'm going to run back, get one more bag of foam and pour a base. So I got this far, I got to add some more. But I'm going to go ahead and de-skin all these guys and start on this. But when I pour this guy, I decided I'm going to try a new mold release agent, because the butter was good, tasted good, but it really didn't work. So I went ahead and tried the WD-40. Went ahead and just penetrated the hell out of the box, dumped my foam in after I mixed it, and man, this stuff works so great. There's a lot more volume in there. So this guy all pulled clean just with WD-40. So WD-40 by far, so far, is the best way to go ahead and use as a mold release agent for your cardboard box. Just soak it down, dump your foam in there and go. And that probably wouldn't even lead me to shaving all this stuff down, but you can use a Surform and kind of shave your tombstones down where you want. To your liking, start putting your cracks and stuff in. We're not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and finish shaving this guy down. And I've just been using an old wood saw, man. This stuff works great for hacking through foam for big, bulky tombstones. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this base up. I'm going to start shaving this guy down. When I come back, we're going to tie these guys together with our Loctite. I got a hole in there with the pole holding it. So we'll Loctite those together. We'll put some faces on there. I've got one of my gargoyle mistakes that I made that didn't turn out so good, so I'm going to put him probably on that other guy. Dress them up a little bit, and then we can get to skinning these guys, and I'll show you how we do that. So let's go ahead and get this started shaving down, and then we'll get the Loctite out and join our bases, and then we'll start skinning these guys and putting our decorations and stuff on there. Okay, YouTube, so now that the tombstones are basically skinned, they're roughed in, I'm ready to go ahead and use some Loctite foam to put the bases on the actual tombstones. I went ahead and knock this big boy out. For this tombstone, I did find a thrift store cross for $3. I just went ahead and welded some rods to it. So I thought that would be really cool to stab in when it's done. Maybe put some candles on the base or something. I'm not sure. But before we skin these guys, we need to go ahead and kind of assemble them. So we're just going to use our Loctite foam to fill in our gaps. And we'll smash these guys together. And again, Loctite foam. We're not using great stuff. I don't want it coming apart later on. I don't want to have issues. I want to do it one time only, be done. So go ahead and smash that guy together. Alright, and then we'll just come back. We'll fill our gaps. Got the tarp down. And we'll just let that expand. Now on the big tombstone, I've already went ahead and did the base to that. And if you get any big gaps you don't like, you can just go ahead and fill them in. But I want these to look kind of crude, so I want some big gaps, so I'm kind of happy with that. And we're just going to go ahead and fill in. And then for this tombstone, I kind of cut some wings on the top, I thought. And I thought, well, I'll use one of my little shelves. So I make these guys out of rigid foam. It's basically the same material these tombstones are in. So I thought, okay, we'll make one of these guys a big, tall, standing gargoyle. So I'm just going to go ahead and foam the gargoyle head right on. And we'll use the glue as the actual adhesive. Why not? And then we can trim back anything we don't like. So if you wiggle them on there, it'll help pop the air bubbles and the accelerants that are in the foam. Make sure he's about centered or so. And I'll just keep wiggling them every once in a while to bust the air bubbles. And if you got any big spots in your tombstones you don't like, any big pock marks or holes, now's the time to go ahead and fill them before we go ahead and skin these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and foam these guys up. Maybe I'll nitpick here and there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys into shape them how I want them, because we're going to go ahead and skin these guys using any kind of general construction adhesive. It don't matter. Okay, YouTube, so I went ahead and shaved all the tombstones down to where I was happy, just using a drywall jab saw, some 80 grit, my little rasp here, Sureform, my big rip saw that I got for $2 at a flea market. I did go ahead and run a torch over all these guys to kind of burn up the little fuzzies after I blew them off, so that way they're a little bit crunchy. Again, we're not worried about the paper. This year, I don't think I'm going to do these in bed liner yet. I usually hard coat in bed liner because I might change these guys up in the coming year. So just for video's sake to get them done, I want to make them where they're cool. They can go in the graveyard this year. Maybe next year I can add to them. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and skin these guys with liquid nails. Any construction adhesive will work. I've got Loctite. I've got liquid nails. It don't matter. Just something for outside that I can sit in the rain. So I got it loaded up in the caulk gun. And this is another step you guys can take as far as little as you want. It really doesn't matter. We're going to use either a drywall spreader. You can use a Bondo spreader. Here's a sticker spreader for doing decals. So basically we just take our liquid nails. We got loaded up in the gun. We just put a bunch on. Look how much. Why you got a big old hole in that tombstone? That's pretty cool. I'll show you guys after a bit what I'm doing with it. So we're just going to squeeze some on. Put our tube over here. We'll stand it back up so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'll just take the little skinny spreader because I want it to be pretty, I don't want to do a big job and cover the whole tombstone. I want it to look ragged and ancient. So I'm just going to skin over with this stuff and do the whole tombstone. And when you guys are doing this, now is the time where if you want to, you can press in your little wooden things like filigree or your little decor from Joann's, whatever, little wooden ones, and just press it right in. You can put your lettering on the tombstone after you skin it, all your little wooden letters, and poke them in. This way you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. So I'm going to go ahead and knock all these guys out until I'm happy. I think I'm going to go ahead after they're dry. I'm just going to run some 80 grit over to knock the little nubs out. And again, if you guys don't like the texture, man, I got a little brush. Use an old paintbrush that you've already painted with and put them aside. And you guys can go in and dab in and give you some more texture if you want to really rough in some areas. But yeah, I think I'm going to burn one tube on each tombstone. And then I'm going to paint these guys. Just outside latex paint for house paint, let it cure. And then next time I see you guys, we'll be in the graveyard and we'll see these guys finished. Nothing fancy this year for paint jobs, just for video's sake to show you guys, hey, this actually works. We took some cardboard boxes and turned them into big ass tombstones. So next time I see you guys, we'll be in the graveyard. These guys will be painted and done. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, YouTube, so it looks like we're going to have another windy finish today, another one of them days. You guys can see I did go ahead and paint all the tombstones up. I did go ahead and put a coat of Super 77 down, just to kind of rough stuff up and give it a little bit harder of a skin. And then we did find out after using all our cardboard boxes to make the tombstones that WD-40 was probably the best mold release agent for the cardboard boxes altogether. So when I did the base, that pulled right apart, was super easy when I poured the fence post foam in. So WD-40, great mold release agent, and cardboard boxes as our actual mold. Now we used 10 bags of foam plus scraps between these three tombstones this guy made earlier. Again, these are all cardboard boxes and fence post SIKA foam that you find at Home Depot for 15 bucks a bag. So we're about 150 bucks in these three big guys. I did go ahead and put a thrift store cross I found for, I think I got this on half price day for 3 bucks. And this guy I've had laying in the shed forever. I just cut it down to fit inside the tombstone. I think I'm going to go ahead and put some electric battery operated candles down for Halloween to kind of flicker for the kids. And I went ahead and just put some regular cheap leftover candles and melted them out of the tombstone. I may light those for myself one night or whatever, it depends. But man, it was pretty cheap materials. We've got some big badass tombstones. They're nice and thick. I don't think that the little kids or neighborhood ninjas could screw these things up. And man, there's something you can't buy at the store. They're heavy, they're dense, they should be out for the weather. They're all latex paint and latex washes, a little bit of black light paint dusting on the bottom, because you can go ahead and rattle can these guys now. And I did go ahead and mount a gargoyle up here, which I may take him off next year. I think I like this tombstone so much, I may go higher. So he's probably going to be temporary for this year, and then next year, I think I want to go higher on this one and make some really big ones. So if you guys save all your Amazon cardboard boxes, your Summit, your jigs, your online shopping, hoard them boxes up, man, because you can make them cardboard tombstone box molds. Fill them up with scraps and leftover pieces you shaved off, and make some big badass tombstones you can't buy at a store, man. So until I see you guys again, man, go check out my brothers in a Trio of Terror, Vic over at Monster Misfits, and Dave at the Weird Kids Show, guys. We're always up to something. Dave not so much, he just waited through Hurricane Ian, so it's going to be a while before he can get back up and running again. But man, we've always got something cooking. We're always scheming on something. But yeah, man, I hope you guys can take some of this, grab some fence post foam. I'll link links below for all the crap that I used, like the foam. I'll find it on Amazon and on Home Depot, whatever. But yeah, you guys make some cardboard tombstones and show me your progress and your tombstones. I want to see what you make on the Cobwebs and Candlesticks Facebook group. You can share all your work there, share your videos, and get some love for all your projects, man. So until I see you guys again, man, keep it evil. Thanks for watching. Hello YouTube! Today's the worst goddamn day to make a video. Guess what we're doing today? We're making a video. There's so much more room for activities.